All right, so I just took the trash out. It is 54 degrees Fahrenheit here, and this driveway feels like it will never end before getting to the house while the wind is blowing.
Oh man. Oh God. Oh man. Oh God. Oh man. Oh God. Oh man.
I know, 54 degrees Fahrenheit isn't exactly going to give a man frostbite.
Oh man.
But living in Thailand has really kind of made it really feel darn chilly to me when I'm exposed to anything that dips below the 70s. I know. That being said, I've been in the States when it was far, far colder in March, and I should really count my blessings. But with this thin Colorado air, the lack of humidity, and the 30-mile-per-hour wind gusts that I'm experiencing, it's a shock to my system. Before I go any further, I want to thank everyone who has subscribed and those of you who have put comments in. I really, really appreciate it. Thank you so much. It means a lot to me. Okay, so I'm going to be in the States for a little while, not too long, and we'll be back before the Songkran festivities take place. And no, I don't participate in them. I just like to hunker down in the house and just army crawl my way stealthily to any place that I need to go during those 3 days. Shall we say 3 festive days? So, after a 6-hour bus ride to Bangkok from Khon Kaen and a day lounging around at the mall Bang Kapi, towards the end of that day, late at night, it was time to go to Suvarnabhumi Airport and fly to the States. Yay! So, forgive me, I'm using a microphone that comes with the laptop, so the sound may be a bit different. Anyways, let's get to our topic. The topic of this video is the Thai face. Quite honestly, face isn't really a Thai phenomenon, and I think the reason why it's associated with Thais is because they're at the far end of a spectrum when it comes to face. We're talking degrees of intensity here. In America, and I assume throughout many cultures, a person who focuses on trying not to lose face, really focuses on it to the point where it's kind of debilitating, and indeed is often marred by its negative effects, such as not being able to admit being wrong when wrong, not being able to admit they're flawed, and not being able to apologize sincerely. Well, that person is often thought of as narcissistic, but a culture of face isn't really a reflection of narcissism. Rather, I honestly feel that face is more akin to being in a yin-yang relationship with the concept of Grangjai that I spoke about in my previous video, and the Thai smile kind of orbiting the two, right? Because of Grangjai, where, you're really sensitive to another person's feelings or their emotions or whatever, one of the things that you're really trying to do with Grangjai is not let them lose face. This is not to say that face is completely absent of narcissistic values or narcissistic tendencies. Any look at social media with your Asian friends, you're going to see that they are really, really taken with filters, these beauty filters. Everybody kind of does. I wouldn't call social media terribly honest, but with Asians, it seems, again, like they're at the far end of the spectrum when it comes to that. Anyways, back to face. Here I am going to be referencing this abstract. According to the Journal of Humanities published in 2008, there are 5 characteristics to face. They are Nata, Kiat, Chunsiang, Saksi, and Barami. Yes, I know this sounds like it's just delicious food items from your favorite Indian restaurant, menu, but I'll try my best to explain these as briefly as I can. Trust me, I had to read and reread this several times just to understand it and try to figure out, well, what's the difference between this and that and this and that? And it seems a bit, confusing. The concepts are kind of abstract to me in a certain way, so it was kind of difficult to try to apply those to my own mundane understanding of face when I've discussed it with my Thai friends or relatives and observing it in my own family. The first concept, Nata, translates to face eyes. Nata essentially means having the appearance of being honorable. Now, pay attention to those words, appearance of being honorable. Now, I took this to mean that it's being like a monk or religious figure of some kind, like you don on the robe automatically, whether you're a good person or a bad person, you're in the role of a monk. But no, it's more of a fame and influence connotation from what I can gather. Some characteristics of nata are fame, power, and influence. Politicians and wealthy businessmen are thought to possess nata. Next, we have kiat, which means genuine respect and approval. So I guess if you have nata, it would be assumed that, at least to me, you've also earned kiat. So if you appear honorable, that certainly would garner respect and approval, right? The terms are a bit confusing to me, I admit. From what I can understand, kiat is a more genuine expression of face and relates to a more altruistic form of respect. Rather than just being wealthy or possessing power, through kind actions you gained influence and the appearance of genuine respect. This doesn't mean that possessing nata is bad, but that it is more superficial than kiat, or at least from what I can ascertain. Possessing kiat means that you are respected, influential, and altruistic. Yes, this confuses me because there is some overlap with the other virtues. Just think of it as a more genuine form of respect than just the perception of having it. Next, we have Chun Siang. Of all the 5 aspects of face, Chun Siang, or the recognition by society, is most closely allied with a certain amount of fame. In order to have Chun Siang D, or the good form of this fame, you must practice and be recognized for performing good public deeds and displaying a certain amount of altruism. This explains to me why so many Thai people that I know have, when they're given donations or performing good deeds in public, they kind of make a show of it. I suppose it's to garner Chun Siang. To possess Chun Siang, you have qualities of being the epitome of something, the GOAT, if you will, as the youngsters may say. To have Chun Siang, you must also be respected, well-known, and exemplary, or an exemplary example of something, the epitome of something. Next on the list, we have Saksi. Saksi is the hardest for most Thais to explain, and it was very difficult for me to ascertain while reading the material. It seems more esoteric and abstract than the other concepts. Perhaps this is because it is ever so slightly less to do with the qualities others perceive in you, and more to do with your own self-worth. You must be confident, reliable, and self-sufficient. A person who shows this quality is often thought of as a subject matter expert in something, or that they've earned their position or status through their own actions and discipline. Finally, there is Barami. Barami, or what is idiomatically described as a large tree giving shade. What this means is that you should have the qualities of deference to others, kindness to people, and have reached a position where you are influential towards others through such kindness. A Thai person who is perceived as having lived a life of deference towards others, despite possessing all the other traits of face, that is nata, kiat, etc., they're perceived as being altruistic towards others. This will not just earn respect by other Thai people, but actual genuine love and adoration from them. And those are the aspects of face. Yeah, I know, at first glance, this appears to be somewhat wishy-washy, and there's a kumbaya vibe that bounces off the walls here. But face and its yin-yang sister, Grangjai, are woven into Thai society. A Thai person will go out of their way to keep you from losing face, if they like you. But on the flip side, this should also be reciprocated. I personally find the concept of face aspirational and at times debilitating. For example, there are monks through the years of practice who obtain positions of influence and the perception of kindness. But these monks are the very men who leave their wives and multiple children to financially defend for themselves, and in a cruel twist of irony made those wives and children do alms donations to them. When they join the monkhood, the wives have to fend for themselves and feed them. To point this out about a specific monk would be taboo. There are people in positions of management who will formulate new programs without checking for its validity or viability, or checking for unintended consequences. The few times I've spoken and pointed out the flaws in a manager's plans have been taken deeply personal by them. Now, that being said, I've seen this type of indignation from American bosses as well. Pride is a powerful obstacle towards progress, no matter the society you find yourself in. I guess my issue with the descriptions of face set forth in the abstract is not the virtues that one should strive for, but that so much of Thai society approaches them superficially. It's almost all nata and barely any barami, for example. Again, this is not uniquely Thai. I loathe TikTokers who film themselves handing out food to homeless people who are also being filmed and well aware of it, and these YouTubers or TikTokers are claiming to do good by doing this. That homeless person who is probably suffering from mental illness and certainly starving is in no position of refusing the food and thereby refusing to be exploited to make some privileged person glorify himself online. But these qualities that are not uniquely Thai doesn't mean that Thais don't add their own twist to the concept of face, if only by virtue of just how far towards the extreme end of the spectrum they are when it comes to coveting that concept of face. Again, I find it debilitating. So if you're an expat and wanting to get along better with Thais, just remember, your need to express your opinion or set the record straight with someone is probably causing them to lose face, and such an infraction is almost never, if ever, easily forgiven by a Thai person.
Hell no. This is bullshit. But pretty bullshit.
If you enjoyed this video, please like, comment, and subscribe. Thank you.